Hey guys, and welcome to Dovetail Games Train Sim World. So this is a new series I'll be doing every Monday, in which I'll be going along the routes of the Great Western Express DLC, which came out last week. So I did a similar thing with the Water Subways Volume 3, London Underground Simulator, where I did each mission every week, and people really enjoyed that one. So I decided, why not do the same thing with Great Western Express, do a scenario every week, and see how people like that one. So without further ado, let's go into Great Western Express, into scenarios, and get the first mission done and over with down the line. So choose from 3 trains that are ready to depart for their journeys along Thames Valley. Each one provides an all stops commuter service along the busy Great Western Main Line. Let's get started with this one and see what the scenario can get out of this. Right, so mission 1, down the line.
Welcome to London Paddington. There are 3 trains available for you to take control of. Each one provides an increasingly longer journey. Which will you choose?
Alright, so choose a service out of these 3. Platform 10 has a 60-minute service to Reading, Platform 8 has a 30-minute service to Slough, and Platform 14 a 70 minutes to service to Hayes and Harlington. I've done the full service to Reading a few times now, live stream and normally, and the one to Hayes and Harlington seems a little short, so I think I'll do the half-hour service to Slough over here on Platform 8. So sprint down to the end of the train and get this thing set up and ready to go. Right, here we are. Into the cab, follow the on-screen instructions, and get everything ready to go. So sit down.
This train is a
Here we go.
service to Slough. Get things set up ready for departure. You'll be heading out shortly.
Right, so it'll tell me what to do. We go to reverser, set the master key to unlocked. Train is already turned on, so reverser to forward. Set daytime lights to day, headlights, sorry, to day. And open the doors for the passengers to board. Also, one thing I do want to do is turn on the AWS, as I'll explain more of that during the journey, so it should be that one. Press Q but does both the AWS and the SD, so that should be alright. Right then, so passengers are boarding. Let's have a look at the station whilst we're here. So, as you can see, boarding's not too bad. It does look pretty good, the station. So we are here in Paddington, essentially home of the Great Western Main Line. So we've got a Class 43 HST service down there. Over here we've got our 3-car Class 166. And over here we've got a full 6-car 166 service, so he'll be going out before me. Anyways, let's go back to our train and see what we do once the passengers have boarded. Assuming actually someone boards, because I can tell you, it didn't look like many people actually get on board this. We've actually got more people standing outside of the train than what actually went inside. Okay, so wait until 9:46. So I think I'll jump cuts to the I'll jump cut to 9:46. We're trying to be ready to depart. I'll see you guys in just a moment. Right, so it's now 9:46 and our train should be ready to depart any moment now. So what we should do now is close the doors. Doors now close. Also close our cab one as well whilst we're at it. Confirm we're ready to depart by pressing the guard buzzer twice. There we go. Objective complete. Our signal's gone green. So bring train to full power as we depart the station. And off we go. Class 166 from Paddington to Slough is now leaving the station. Of course, the camera does not know how to go through solid objects and therefore just glitches into the train. Perfect. So we have departures just behind that 3-car service as well. I'm not sure which track he'll be taking, meaning that we may be stuck behind him for the majority of the service, but we'll figure that out later on in the journey. So up to full power, Bridge up to 35 miles per hour, the speed limit along this bit of track. And then you can see it goes up to 50 in 0.8 miles. So, Dovetail Games, Great Western Express. So far, I have loved this DLC. I mean, just absolutely everything about it. The detailing, the modelling, even the shaders, like, kind of improved. I remember talking during the live streams that, fair enough, shaders aren't too great. So they've slightly tweaked them a bit. It's not too bad now. And overall, I'm quite impressed with how the simulator looks. So, well played, Dovetail Games. Fingers crossed development in this will go well in the future. But for now, let's focus on the journey. And let's get ourselves going. So you see we're now doing parallel run with this 166 as well on the other track. Right, signal is now yellow, which means we will get ready to press the AWS. So in a moment it should sound. Actually bit into neutral as well, just in case he needs to brake in just a moment. As he may be in like priority for the track in front of us. There we go. So the AWS, the automatic calling system, basically it will only sound, hang on, it's a red signal, I'll let the train stop here. It will only sound when the signal in front of you is either yellow or red. So yellow means proceed with caution, so there's no train in front of you, but after the next signal there is a train, so you have to wait for him to pass. And then red signal means train in front of you, stop. So the AWS, the automatic calling system, is an audio horn which will sound when the next signal is not yellow. And basically what it does is if a driver misses the signal, it will basically alert them saying that focus what you're doing, focus on the signals and proceed with caution. And if you want to know what happens when the driver ignores the AWS and proceeds without listening to the audio horn, take a look at the Southall rail crash where a high-speed train class 43 slammed into the side of a freighter train crossing tracks, resulting in the deaths of 7 people in 1997. So we'll wait for the signals to go green and then we'll proceed with our journey. Otherwise, how many people actually board this train? Because it seems pretty empty at the moment. Got one in the front, 2 more here in the first carriage. Second carriage we have 1, sorry, no we don't. Second carriage is completely empty. And third carriage is also completely empty, so we only have 1, no, we have 3 people on board our train. Was it 3 or 4? Yeah, 4 people aboard our train. Next one is now yellow, so we can proceed with caution. It's now gone green, so yeah, the train we saw on the parallel tracks is the service that is now in front of us, so we do need to be careful for him. Anyways, need to be at Ealing in up the info. Nope, not going to appear, so just carry on. Alright, so speed limit does increase to 80 miles per hour in 700 yards. So we'll get ready for that. There you go, Ealing Broadway in 4.0 miles. Keep it like that, it's a bit easier on the eye. Alright, so count up to 50 now, where it's the track speed limit. In 300 yards that will increase to 80, so we should be alright in going over that for about 2-3 seconds. We've actually changed tracks, so I'll pull back on the throttle. There you go, next signal is yellow, so expects the AWS to sound. Okay, gone green now, so it should be alright. When no glitch, that can only mean one thing, class 42. And if we're stopping at Ealing Broadway, then it's not an all-stop service, because we are going to go through West Ealing as well without stopping. The track goes up to 85 here. So AWS should sound now. as it's a yellow signal. There we go, gone green. And we should soon be passing the Acton Yard depot. And there you go, that's it to the right. And of course, Windows glitching through as well. There you go, yellow signal, AWS should sound. There you got Acton, Order Common Depot to the right, the Great Western Main Line. And we should soon pass through West Ealing Station without any problem. Right, West Ealing Station is now coming over, so we will pull back on the throttle and stand that we're coming through. So one rule of trains, basically, if you're going through a station, pull back on the throttle, make sure there's no engine, basically it stops the pollution in the station, as noise levels, so pull back on the throttle to go through that, unless you're an electric train, otherwise you should be cleared to full power now. Green signal, station 1.2 miles, and then we should be at Ealing Broadway in no time. Arrival time 9:55, about that now, so maybe a little bit late. Anyway, the Great Western Main Line's always got a few moments of delay. Right, so idle throttle. So yeah, slowly coming into Ealing Broadway now. We'll also be joining up with the London Underground Services, District Line and Central Line, both of which terminate here. Right, so bring back to idle throttle. Coming to the station would be about 30 miles per hour, which should be a good speed to stop. Full service brakes and bring the train to a halt at the end of the platform. A bit more actually, just a bit more distance. And what you see down there, which is S, basically that's drivers when to stop on the station. Perfect. So yeah, restores and see if there's any movements. Answer of which is no. So yeah, well, about 45-second wait as the game wants, and then we should be cleared to go through Ealing Broadway. So again, very empty train. No one board the service. I think most people would have boarded the first service that left to Maidenhead, to Reading. Which will stop at all the exact same stations, meaning that we've only got the few passengers who just want to board the next train for whatever reason. Anyway, about 10 seconds more, close the doors, and we're clear to go. Right, so door close. And let's depart. So Southall Station next in 3.4 miles, which means we also go through Hanwell without stopping. So I have to do the alert when we go through that. Otherwise, yep. Now leaving central London. Once this door control open and close prompts will no longer appear, it's up to you to action doors at further stops. Alright, okay, so it's now my choice when to open and close doors at each station, which should mean I've got 3 times close doors off like 10 seconds, but I've got a feeling that the countdown's still going to be there. We have to wait the full 45 seconds nevertheless. Anyways, 3.1 miles to Southall. Let's be arriving there about 3 minutes. Track speed limit's up at 90, so we should be alright. Well, yeah, not too bad surface at the moment. I mean, fairly clear. Yeah, good weather overall. And the surface is quite clear. Bear in mind, train in front of us is now completely gone. As we stopped at Ian Broadway, he got the time to move forward. And likewise, these stops he's not stopping at as well. Anyway, coming up through Hanwell now, so I will be throttle and let passengers are coming through. And once we're clear of the station, back up to full speed. Right, speed limit's down to 85, sorry, down to 80. Otherwise, yeah, green signal's on the way. There's the Acton depot. And another service to our left, class 43 heading to Paddington. So he should be there in about 5 minutes himself. Bear in mind he's got full speed at this point. So yeah, next station is now Southall. And they've got Hayes and Harlington. Pass through West Drayton. Pass through Ivor. Then we've got Langley. Oops, sorry, should have signals as well. I'm not paying any attention there. Hang on, so which station was that? I'll check later on, but yeah, anyways, 1.6 miles till Southall. And we'll then start slowing down, coming to a stop. So we're now going on the viaduct. And 1.3 miles to go. We should start thinking about braking in just a moment. Right, yellow signal, which means the AWS may sound, assuming we get close enough before it turns green. And yeah, 1 mile to Southall. Start going to the brakes as well. There we go. Right, start going to the brakes. And bring it to about 30 miles per hour for entering station. And yeah, between Southall and Hayes and Harlington, not too much distance, so they won't have a chance to go to full speed. Otherwise, Southall's quite an industrial part of London, in the West End. And then Hayes and Harlington's more of like your residential, more people living there, plus easy connections to Heathrow Airport, which is about, at this point, about 3-4 miles to the south, so it's not too far away. Likewise, Heathrow Connect and Heathrow Express trains also take this same route as well. Anyways, come up to the station now. Back onto the braking. And start bringing it to a halt. Right, so there won't be any door warning here. But again, I do need to take a guess that it's going to be the same 45-second wait. Meant to be here a minute ago, so we're only about a minute late. Which if we've got to the mainline is actually quite a good time. Anyways, release. Check for movements and expect no one's going to get off. And there you go, it's predicted. But, I mean, I could close the doors now, but then the pop-up will okay, hang on, load passengers. So it does in fact carry on telling me when to load passengers on and off, so whatever warning was earlier telling me that I shouldn't open doors, at least the notification wouldn't pop up. through that anyway. 2 HSTs. And we'll be leaving about 20-25 seconds. So we'll close our door and get ourselves ready to go. Again, one option I think the guys at Dovetail are missing out on here is a passenger like multiplier, kind of like passenger like the number of passengers each station or something. Basically a slider which lets you increase and decrease the amount of passengers in the game. As I can tell you, some stations really do look quite bland in this game right now. I mean, there's always someone at Slough, there's always someone at Hayes and Harlington. There's always a few people at Ealing Broad as well. Bear in mind it has connections to London Underground. There are those stations you expect to see people, but for whatever reason this game just chose not to include. Anyways, now leaving Southall, 1.8 miles to Hayes and Harlington. Another 166 entering station here. Yeah, speed limit will now go up to 90, and it should essentially be full speed till the rest of the journey. So West Drayton and Ivor, we will both missing out on. Next station should be Langley after that. Langley then Slough. Got your water tower up there. So within this part of London there are 2 water towers, both labelled HE and NO. NO standing for Norfolk, HE standing for Heathrow. The running joke is NO means no, wrong airport, because basically there's 2 water towers, both of them, one near Heathrow, one in Norfolk. This one near Heathrow, I think the one in Norfolk somewhere like Harrow or something. But basically the 1960s, the Pan Am 707 accidentally landed at RAF Norfolk as opposed to London Heathrow Airport. And after that confusion, the running joke is now that no means no, don't land here, whilst HE means Heathrow, although I believe the Norfolk one was knocked down, leaving that one left to stand. And then to our left, we should have the Nestle factories where they produce all the Nestle like cereal bars and that kind of stuff. Although the Nestle logo has not made it into the game, while the chimney stacks at the Hayes and Harlington Nestle place does have the Dove logo, just planted on the side of the building. Signal's now going yellow, so we should be alright in going through. Hayes and Harlington in 1.1 miles. Get ready for the AWS. So that's what the yellow system on the base of track mean. Pass through that, check the signals, and alert drivers that the next signal is not green to follow instructions. Anyways, both the signal is at the station in this case. So start braking and arrive at station no time. Let's be here at 10:05. It's now 10:06. Like I said, 1 minute delay, which again for this service is actually pretty decent because these trains can be like 10-15 minutes late at a time, which is more of a pain than anything, especially if you have to try and use this train on a weekly basis, or at least in my case try and use it once a month. Anyways, increase a bit of power because we did brake a little bit too early there for the signal, which means we're not going as fast as I would have liked to have been at this point. Anyways, entering Hayes and Harlington station, which at the moment is having, in the real world, having quite a bit of work done to it due to the crossrail, with that platform now being extended and a new building being built. Likewise, a few houses and stuff being built along track as well. So the station looks completely different to one in the game now. Based on the fact this is surveyed from 2016, and the actual works is being quite done recently. Anyways, open doors. Any movements? Negative. No movements. No on the platforms. Same old story for this game. We do need more passenger numbers at each station. If I was looking at the settings or something, is there a way you can increase passengers? I would appreciate seeing that as an option. Anyways, back in the train. Signal's now green. Should be good for the rest of the journey. Pass through Drayton. Pass through Ivor. Next station should be Langley, and then Slough, where the scenario should end. So, 20 seconds till passengers boarded. But yeah, one thing also, passengers don't know the train goes to Slough because the destination board does not work, along with the station announcements as well. Some things like with this game, bear in mind it's passenger mode, actually you can't even see the destination board here. There's one over here though. Dovetail games should take inspiration from TML Studios, Subway series, because I think they've got it bang on in terms of the commuter stopping services simulator. Dovetail games train sim world and its commuter trains is still very much in its infancy. Not badly done, I won't lie, but could do with a few improvements here and there. But TML Studios Subway series has got it spot on. Anyways, so we are stopping at West Drayton, we won't be skipping this one. And just after West Drayton station should be the M25 motorway we'll pass through. And either station basically kind of hugs that wall. Alright, get ready for the AWS. Speed here is 90, we should be fine. And yeah, just enjoy trains. So looking at the physics as well. So one thing that does against pride themselves on the physics in this game. By that, AWS, by that they mean these little physics here, so the little bogey movements here with the tracks, and the intercarriage movements here as well. So the train connectors. So hang on, first of all, this is the Heathrow Express crossover. So both trains will go crossover and divert south into a tunnel, which goes to Heathrow Airports. So yeah, in terms of physics, what Dovetail Games was saying is more of the case of like train movements and bumping, that kind of stuff, as opposed to like derailing at high speeds and all that. Basically, the company CSX and Gross First, who do the Great Western, would not give Dovetail Games the licensing if they allowed like crashing, derailing, and all that for the simulator, because basically they feared that if that was within the simulator, if that was capable within it, that's all people would do, just crash the trains, and basically that for the entirety as opposed to going through services and so forth. So it's the main reason why Dovetail have not included crashing, it's because the companies did not allow for it. Anyways, 1 mile till West Drayton, and get ourselves ready to stop here. Speed is 43, so yeah, still fairly slow for this one. Next signal is yellow, proceed with caution plus AWS right about now. Right, bring train to idle. As this should be a decent speed. Coming to the station now, 0.6 miles. Glitching can only mean one thing, with class 43. Like I said, the one problem with the class 43, it's a good train. Shame you can't see past it, with its massive windows going through the middle of everything. Anyway, station coming into view now. There it is. And yeah, next yellow signal is at the station, so it should be green by the time we leave. We'll get ready for the AWS, which should be just the end of the platform. Again, a bit slow for the entrance, but that should be fine. Start putting the brakes on now, actually. There we go. So you can see there's two things. You have the standard arrow, or for some reason also it's giving you the weird green things on the floor telling you where to stop. Should be a late break that. So if we stop within the station, we should be alright. Yeah, that's fine. How much space we give ourselves? Yeah, a bit close to the end of the platform, but we should be alright at this point. Again, no movement. No one's actually boarded the train yet. No one's got off train yet. Just the people that we had at the start of the scenario, who were already on the train when I got here. So, let passengers board. Signal now green, like I said. And we'll soon be leaving London. The M25 will basically be the first bridge overhead, quite a large bridge. And next station after that should be Langley. Although we should go through Ivor without stopping at it, because Ivor only has 2 trains a day at peak times. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Miss that, you're not getting home. Station really that much of an offset? Because I know some stations do offset themselves, not many do, but there are a few. This one though has quite a large one, I have to say. Anyways, passage's almost done. We can close the door and get ourselves ready to go. Right then, full speed. Let's have on the platform. I'll watch ourselves leave from the bench. You're kidding me. We are actually one of the 2 trains a day that will stop at either. I did not expect to be on that train, I can tell you that. Because I've not actually had to go to scenarios yet, I've only done the normal routes and the tutorials. Meaning, coming to either is actually a bit of a surprise to me, I'm not going to lie. But I do have some of the paper maps that you can get at Paddington Station, which do show the routes. If you're going to Paddington Station, make sure you pick up E1, as that is your timetable for Paddington to Reading. And bear in mind, this is based off the real train system, real timetable. It's 100% correct, it's up to date. Quite a cool one to have. Anyway, it's meant to be either right now, but it's not too far away at 1.1 miles. Anyways, keep an eye out for the M25, which will be crossing overhead just a moment. As our signal, we have left London. And down in Berkshire. Did not expect AWS to go off there because it's a green signal. Anyways, it should be alright. Because it does sometimes go off to alert driver as well, just make sure he's still awake and still paying attention. No train there. 0.8 miles to go. 0.7 now. Next signal is at either. So get ready to start braking for this one. 58 miles per hour. It's not going too fast either. If I'm not mistaken, that should be the M25. Braking 2 at the moment. So like I said, this is the M25. 3 lanes of motorway, 6 lanes overall. But that actually double up each road as well, so that's actually a 12 lane there. Anyways, bring it down to 30 when we enter the station. And bring this thing to a halt at either. Like I said, don't expect to actually stop here, based on how few services actually come to the station. Full service. And bring it to a halt. So, one thing this game does let you do, which Train Sim 17 did not do, was emergency brakes. By saying you're not meant to use emergency brakes as a normal train. Let me open doors. But with this, if you do go to emergency brake setting, it will not take any points away from you. So there you go. My current score is 9044. If I went to emergency brake setting, in Train Simulator, it would have taken away 1 point every second you're on the setting. With this, it won't affect you in any way. I think you may actually be a passenger board in this train. There's actually movements to idle. Again, 1 train a day, fair enough. Actually, some people will be trying to get to either. It's 10 AM, so these are people who probably missed train last night who didn't get home. So that's at hotel. So yeah, fair enough. The 1 time a day train gets there, there will be some movement to either. Anyways, we're almost unloading. Next station is Langley. After that is Slough, and I'll bring the episode to an end. And like I said, this will be a weekly series every Monday. So next week we'll be doing Mission 2 and so forth. So if you do enjoy the episode, leave a like, subscribe, let me know in the comments as well what I could do to make the series better. But for now, let's carry on with the schedule. Let's carry on to get rid of the score point as well, because I'm not a massive fan of that bit of the UI. So yeah, he's just going to pass through either, since nobody stops there, other than me. Yeah, next station is Langley. And after that is Slough. As I said, so far, thoroughly enjoyed Train Sim Worlds, Great Western Express. It's absolutely fantastic DLC. And I hope to enjoy using for a long time to come, especially if the Telltale games do go for route extensions like I know they have planned in the past. So basically, so far it goes from Paddington to Reading. In the future, they are talking about like expanding it to a few other stations later on. Maybe see the Greenford and Heathrow branch, though those are unlikely. Against its potential in the future. But for now, as the initial part of the route goes, it's not too bad, because Dovetail games do say, in Train Simulator 17, they can do 1 mile of track a day, the amount of detail that map has. With Train Sim Mod, they do 1 mile a week in terms of how much detail these tracks have. So the vegetation, the buildings, the roads, track, overhead cables, all that's 1 mile a week. So whilst it's a 32-mile journey from Paddington to Reading, they basically spent about a year doing that journey. Just the amount of detail goes to the trains. Plus they got to do the modelling, they got to do all the passengers as well, the AI for that. A lot of work goes into the simulator, and I think it's paid off. I think it has paid off. I mean, like I said, the only major glitch you see is the windows of the high-speed train. Otherwise, there you go, just like that, right on cue. But overall, nothing too major, nothing too game-breaking. Few people talk about lag, few people talk about crashing every once in a while. I've only had 2 crashes so far, and they weren't too major either. Anyway, it's coming up to Langley now, and then soon at Slough, where we'll end our service today. So yeah, the only station we have missed out on was West Ealing and Hanwell. And there's that one other station as well that I don't actually remember the name of, despite the fact I use this service a fair bit when coming in and out of London. Right, anyway, braking full service. So bring it back a bit, don't stop too early, but I think we may do. Hang on, we're meant to be here at 17 past, about 2 minutes late now. So again, about average for this service. Release doors, no passengers off. There you go, a few people actually deboarding here. Bearing in mind Langley do have a few like warehouses and a few tech places in the centre of town as well. So it's one of the larger working places just on the outskirts of London. And then Slough. Again, nobody wants to go to Slough. That's the running joke in the UK. No one wants to go to Slough. No one wants to go to Milton Keynes. No one wants to go to St Albans, another place people have their things about. And there are a few places in the country as well that nobody wants to go to. No one wants to go to Millwall. No one wants to go to Warsaw. Just all those. Maybe, again, no one knows why. There's like no real connection to it, but some places do have reasons. So, for example, Milton Keynes is the town of roundabouts, the capital city of roundabouts of the world. If you go to Milton Keynes, it's roundabout after roundabout after roundabout. So I think that's where the hatred of that came from. Plus, it's a fairly new town, and plus they stole AFC Wimbledon, the football team in London a few years back. Anyways, let's actually go on our train now and just leave. So next station should be the last stop. Every in this episode to enter the closed door, and off we go. People on that train actually deboard as well, so quite a busy day. Again, 10 o'clock, for people getting to work in these warehouses out here. 2 miles to Slough. Meant to be there in a minute. We should be alright though, it's only 2 miles to go. And like to bring the episode to an end, and I'll talk a little bit more about the series as well. Right, so the AWS might go off at this point. It's been a little bit of time since we've last heard the alarm. So again, just to alert driver, make sure he's still awake or hasn't had a heart attack on the controls. That's then links to the Moorgate crash in London Underground in the 1960s or 70s, don't actually remember when. Basically a Northern Line train ran through the station, didn't stop, crashed into the wall. And theories from the crash, they never actually 100% determined it, but theories go from a suicidal driver to the driver having a heart attack on the controls and crashing into the platform. So you now have the modern braking system, where if train enters the station at full speed, train brakes will automatically come on, although that's more of a London Underground thing, and the AWS also links that as well, just to alert driver, make sure he's still awake, still there on the controls. Anyway, next signal is yellow, so we'll be careful for that one. Slough's in 1 mile, and then again we'll bring this episode to an end. So about half an hour service this one, not too bad for the first episode. Like I said, I've done the full service to Reading before, both in a live stream. It was the first route I did on the live stream And then also the first video I did on the DLC as well, and I got it the day before the DLC actually released. Again, thank you very much, Dovetail, for that. Right, so start putting the brakes on. As we're now coming into Slough, 75 mile per hour limit, that's fine. We barely reached 70 in the first place. There you go, start braking for the station, which should be coming to view just about now. In fact, there it is. Quite a large station actually, I will say, at Slough. Not too bad either. But still, nobody wants to come here. And no one will know why. Right, bring it back to about 30. Take on the neutral. We are changing platforms, so it's like some other driver will take the return service back to... Oh no, we're actually going to a siding platform. So we're properly stopping here, maybe buffers the in-track as well. So we do need to slow down. And bring it right to the platform. Not too close to hit the buffers, preferably. And hang on, a little bit more speed. Bring it right up to the end. And stop. Perfect. Opens this side. Apply the brakes to full service. Set reverse to off. Set the master key to locked. And there we go.
There are plenty more duties you can sign up to if you're interested.
If you're interested, hang on, so head over to the exits to finish for the day. Oh wait, so it's 10 o'clock. We had one service, and now I can finish off for the day. So move to the exits, objective complete, mission over. So down the line, London Paddington to Reading, although we only went as far as Slough. G time's not appearing, though we haven't got our proper times. Miles walked 200 yards, distance, miles driven 18 miles, 43 minutes taken, it's not too bad. Now level 7 on the London Paddington to Reading routes, level 3 on the class 166, and now level 6 on this account, 10,000 points. Well, this all means nothing to me. And yes, we can continue. So we can now move to the next scenario, no last checkpoint, go back to the main menu. But I think now's a good time to end. So like I said, every Monday I'll be doing a different scenario from this route for the next 5 weeks, because again, there's only 5 scenarios with this route, which is a bit of a shame, a bit of a low number. But hey, it's what this includes, so I'm not going to complain too much. And likewise, more scenarios may appear in the future. Again, depending on if Dovetail Games will add any more or not. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Leave a like if you did, do subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.